Hello everybody, Ninja4444 here bringing you another Bionicle review. And today it's going to be on the 2005 Titan Sidorak right here. And just to let you know, I'm right over here. That's my computer. I'm trying to make more of my Bionicle documentary. You can check out the trailer by browsing my videos. But however, sadly, the computer just isn't cooperating, so I'm just restarting the computer and doing this review in the meantime. But anyway, let's get on to the review. And I don't have the box because my mom made me throw it away, so we're going to start out with the instructions. And set number, you have 8756. Sidorak with Metru Nui in the top with like webs. Then you have the Lego logo, Bionicle, www.bionicle.com, and all of the instructions and boxes for the 2005 Titans have this cool like window that matches their color scheme with this really nice like web pattern that also matches their color scheme. On the back you have an ad for Bionicle 2 Legends of Metru Nui and Bionicle 3 Web of Shadows, which comes out in 2005, which it's already out. www.bionicle.com. Lego logo again. So now open it up. You have Sidorak firing his Rotuka spinner. And now let's get on to building. Bag 1 builds his torso. And so then you just, here's how you build it. Really cool feature is the nice gears in his shoulder. And you build the other shoulder, and then the armor, and now bag 2 builds the legs. Then the other limb. Then you build the feet. Then the arms. The arms are actually the best part because they have the weapons. And the 2005 Titans weapons are actually pretty badass. And then you build, first you build the Rotuka spinner arm. Once that's done, you build the wrist sword arm. I really like his wrist sword actually, but more on that in a minute. Then you build the head, and then you put in the Rotuka spinner and ripcord, and you have Sidorak. Now here's the combination model for Sidorak and Kitongu, and my computer is just starting to turn on. Now, if you heard like a beep, that's my computer. But anyway, you can combine Sidorak and Kitongu to make Sentrak, who is a Dark Hunter. Strange thing about Sentrak is this is his head right here, but I always get confused and think this yellow Borak shell is his head. But yeah, that's actually his head. And this is only part of the instructions. The rest of the instructions are with Kitongu. So here it shows you building the legs for Sidorak. And I believe you already did build the body with Kitongu's instructions. And now you just build more of it. You build the arms. Now the head. And that's Sentrak. And Here you have Rudaka and Kitagu, who I will also review. They're just firing their spinners. Now you have an ad for the Hordika. You have Vakama, Nokama, Wenua, Aniwa, Matau, and Nuju. And here you have an ad for the Visarak. You have Voltarak, Roparak, Boogarak, Sukarak, Keelarak, and Udarak. Straight stated, I get Visarak names mixed up really easily. Also with Baki and Roxy names, especially with the Baki names, they're really hard. Basically, any name that ends in Rak is basically hard to memorize for me. But anyway, you have an ad for Negoland right here, and Win Something, probably over by now. And then you have the ad for Metronui and Web of Shadows again. Alright, so we went through the instructions, and it's always already taking us like 6 minutes just for the instructions. Now we go on to Sidorak himself. And remember what I said is I really like his wrist sword. It's true. Basically, that's the whole reason why I really got him in the first place, is because I really liked his wrist sword. And before I got him, I even built an almost exact replica of his wrist sword. However, I just used a different blade because I thought it looked nicer. And I did have these pieces that were 7 holes long, so I just used a 6-hole one. But anyway, now you have Sidorak. You have a blade, pretty cool. Flips in, out, and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and then it falls off. Well, that's what 6Shot said it is. Old Sidorak review. I really like 6Shot's old Sidorak review, and it's too bad this evil so-called bitch doctor had to ruin everything for all of us at 6Shot. Post a comment or like this video or do whatever if you agree that bitch doctor is completely horrible because of what he did to 6Shot. Alright, so yeah. Now anyway, back to Sidorak. Notice one thing also about his arms is that this arm is built, the wrist sword arm is built to move and rotate a full 360 degrees. But this arm, his Rotuka arm, doesn't. See, look. It's designed differently. See? Take a good look at that. Pause the video. Alright? Now, take a good look at that. Pause the video. See if you can find a difference. Alright. So, yeah. See, if you move it back and forth, the Restore arm moves with it, but the Rotuka arm just stays there. Alright, and also his legs just squeaked. And that's because 6Shot noticed the same thing. He wondered why. Well, it's because of the rubber in this like almost telemetry handpiece. It's the rubber right here that makes it squeak. That's why it squeaks. Alright. So anyway, on to his head actually. His head looks very, very different in the movie, I gotta add. It's very, very different. I mean, couldn't Lego just make a mask or something to put his peg his eyes and mouth gimmick in? I mean, come on. Also, his breathing tubes in the movie make him look a lot like a goat. Like he's like, oh, I'm the goat-headed bionicle, and I need to get some plastic surgery to get my head fixed. Well, yeah, something like that. He has the head basically like a ram or a goat. Like it that he's on. You take off his head and put it on like a Dodge Dakota truck or something. So yeah. And also, one thing I really like to do with Sidorak is I like to parody him in Star Wars as Darth Vader. And I also, another thing is, I really like to use Vakama. Here goes the Kanoka disc. Just a sec. Alright, anyway, just let me stand them both up right here. Well, anyway, here they both are, Vakama and Sidorak. I really like to parody Sidorak as Darth Vader and Vakama as Anakin in Star Wars. So basically, Mattel is Obi-Wan when I parody him in Star Wars. They're like, you turned against me. You have done that yourself. You will not take it from me. Your anger and your lust for power have already done that. You have allowed this dark lord to twist your mind until now, so that you have become the very thing you swore to destroy. And then they engage in a huge lava fight. Vakama gets his limbs cut off, then he burns. Pterodax finds him, takes him back, and then rebuilds him into this guy. Well, strangely, it's considering the fact that, you know, Sidorak is almost twice as tall as Vakama in set-wise. Yeah, see, look, like, Sidorak is almost twice as tall as Vakama. Also considering the fact of the camera angle. So, yeah. Let's put Vakama and Mattel away. And, yeah, let's move back to Sidorak. And feet, you have feet. The feet are actually cool because they didn't use any actual foot pieces to make the feet. It's all of random pieces just to make the feet. I mean, yes, you do have the red Toa Metru feet on the side of the leg, but not on the feet. You have it's completely made custom pieces. Alright, so yeah. And you don't have the pistons in the back of the legs like the nowadays Titans do. Because you won't get that. That doesn't happen until 2006 with the 2006 Titans. And yeah. And also Rudaka also has these black Viscerak legs on her legs too. And now Rotuka Spinner. And I almost forgot to tell you the Rotuka Spinner code. And I do believe that on the back of the box it tells you to add SD1. So yeah. And here's the code on the spinner. I know you can't see it. I'll wait a few seconds for if the camera can focus. Well, the camera's not focusing, so I'll just read it. The code for the spinner is HMJKXG. I will repeat it. HMJKXG. And plus you have to add SD1 before it. Actually, I tried entering this code and it didn't work. Because I did hear that after 2 years they take it off of the Kanoka Club. So this code doesn't help, but still that's the code for the spinner. Strangely, in the movie, his Rotuka spinner is on his back, when here it's in his hand. And also, he's also supposed to have a hand on his wrist sword arm. I guess the Lego just couldn't find a way to put one there. That, or they're just very lazy. But anyway, here, just what you do is you have the ripcord. The ripcord, it actually looks like a Kanoka disc, a disc launcher actually. When I just first looked at him, I thought, hey, he has a Kanoka disc, a disc launcher. He doesn't have that in the movie. But anyway, what you do is you just hold on to this end, you just pull it as fast as you can, and it launches the spinner. And yeah, like that. I'm probably not gonna fire it right now because I don't want it to fly off into some place I can't reach. Believe me, that's happened before. I took a long time to get it back, and sometimes I was worried that it was lost forever. And I can't just order one off Bricklink because my parents won't let me, and it won't have the right code of the spinner. So yeah. Anyway, now getting back to movie topics, he looks very, very different in the movie. Kitongu does too. Like, he has a very, very different head in the movie, and so does Kitongu. His Rotuka spinner is supposed to be on his back, not in his hand. He's supposed to have a hand on his wrist sword arm. And so yeah, he's very, very different in the movie. And Mudaka is probably the only 2005 Titan that looks the way she does in the movie. Kitango and Sidorak look totally different. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, Sidorak, I rate him a 9 out of 10. He's definitely a really good set. You should definitely go out and get him. He's a great set. Also, don't forget to get the other 2005 Titans. Feel free to get duplicates too if you want to build the combination models without taking anything apart. So yeah, so anyway, definitely get Sidorak. He's definitely a good set, and he's well worth the wait. And a lot of people hate 2005, but I quite like it. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, this is Sly Ninja 4444 signing off, and don't forget to get Sidorak. He's a 9 out of 10.